So we start with the sums from practice set 4.5. Let us start with the second sum. Okay, we'll do the second sum first and then go for the first sum. Those who have old textbook, kindly make a note. There is a change in the question. I think those who have a new edition textbook, already the correction is there, done. Because since I made a note in my textbook, so I can just let you know about the correction. So if 23 minus x is the mean proportional of 28 minus x and 19 minus x, then find the value of x. See what has happened here. Here one x is being subtracted with each number, and that is how you obtain this resulting number. Okay, so this concept we'll be using in the first sum later. That is why I took up this sum first, so that you understand how is a number being subtracted from a given number. Okay, so since it is a mean proportional, so let us go back to the theory part. That mean proportional square is equal to product of the remaining two numbers. That means I have 23 minus x the whole square equal to 28 minus x into 19 minus x. Since it is given that it is a mean proportional, so you can say directly, since it is given, you have this relation. Now children, there are various ways of doing this. You can use K method, you can use various other methods too, but I prefer this way. Might be I am good at my quadratic equations and things. Let us see how the step goes. Expand a minus b the whole square. So what is a minus b the whole square? A square minus 2ab plus b square. So using that formula, when we do it, you will get this as 23 square. What is 23 square? Nothing but 529. 23 2s are 46x plus x square. I hope the left hand side is quite clear. We now go to the right hand side. 28 bracket 19 minus x minus x 19 minus x. So what do you get here is this remains as it is. There is no change here. Let us write the right hand side terms. Okay, what does 28 into 19 give me? Yes, come on, multiply 28 by 19. You get is 500 and let us multiply. Come on, do first. Have you got the answer? Is it something 28 into 19 giving you 532 minus 28x as it is minus 19x plus x squared. So here we have the left hand side like this. So is there any similar term with same sign on either side of the equal to? Those terms will get cancelled. First is x squared. So from a quadratic it has got converted into a linear equation now. So what do we have? 529 minus 46x equals to 532 minus. When I calculate this, I will get 9 plus 8, 17, 47x. So what we do is, we bring 47 from that side to this side, it becomes plus. 529 will go from this side to the other side, so it becomes minus. So you have 47x minus 46x equals to 532 minus 529, giving you x as 3, right? So I hope you have followed the sum. Okay, now going for the first sum, let us see. which number should be subtracted? Which number should be subtracted from 12, 16 and 21 so that resultant numbers are in continued proportion? So now, yes, which number should be subtracted? So how do we start the sum? We say let the number to be subtracted be x. Let the number to be subtracted be So if the number to be subtracted be x, then therefore what is the resulting number? The resulting number would be, yes, you are subtracting it from 12, right, 12, then from 16 and from 21. So these are the resulting number. So they have very clearly said that these numbers are in continued proportion. These numbers are in continued proportion. So can you see now the sum has taken similar pattern like the second question, right? So these numbers are in continued proportion. So if they are in continued proportion, same way let us go further. The middle term here is mean proportional is 16 minus x equals to the square 12 minus x into 21 minus x. Let us go with the calculation now. You get 256 minus 32x plus x square 12 into 21. What do you get is 12 ones are 12, 12 twos are 24 plus 1, 25 minus 12x minus 21x plus x square. So which is the term getting cancelled? Yes. No more a quadratic. It has got converted into a linear equation. So let us see what do we get here. 256 minus 32x equal to 252 minus, when I add this, I will get 33x. So 33x minus 32x equals to 252 minus 256, giving me x equal to minus 4. Got it? So here the answer is x equal to minus 4. Now, I think you have got an idea how to do these type of sums, right? Now we go to the third one. Okay, so first and second is quite familiar one, that is similar one. So I hope you become familiar with it. You can even see there are solved examples on page number 75 which has similar type of sums there. Okay, now we go to sum number 3. The third question says 3 numbers are in continued proportion. So let us assume, let A, B, C be the numbers in continued proportion. And if these are the 3 numbers in continued proportion, then according to the given condition here, B is the mean proportional. So what is given in the question is whose mean proportional is 12. Whose mean proportional is 12 and what more? Sum of the remaining 2 numbers is 26. Sum of the remaining 2 numbers is 26. This is the 2 things given to us. Since b is the mean proportional, what can we say? B square is equal to AC. Therefore, 12 square is equal to AC. Therefore, what is AC? Nothing but 144. Therefore, what is A equal to? A equal to 144 upon C. Keep this as equation 1. Make this as equation 2. Now, I substitute the value of A in equation 1. Substituting 2 in 1. What do I get is A is 144 upon 6 plus C equals to 26. Right? Equalize the denominator. On equalizing, you get is 144 plus C squared upon C equals to 26, which is nothing but 144 plus C square equal to 26C, right? So therefore, I can write this as minus 26C plus 144 is equal to 0. So when I solve this, I have to split 144 such that I get minus 26. So let us check. You know it is 12 12s are 144, because 144 we obtained is by 12 square. Other than that, what is the factors possible? Let us check. I give you some time to do it. I am sure you must have come to the conclusion it is 18 and 8. 18 8s is 144. So C minus 18, I take out C common. Here also I take out minus 8 common. So you have the factors as C minus 18 or C minus 8, which is equal to 0. So C is 18 or C is 8. If C is 18, what will be A? Yes, if C is 18, A will be 8. Right? If C is 8, A will be 18. So what are the numbers in continued proportion here? When you write it this way. 8, 12, because it's given, and 18, or 18, 12, 8. These are the numbers in continued proportion. Okay. So with that we finish the sums based on continued proportion. Now we go for the K method. Okay. So let us start with sum number 4. So here you can see the question. A plus B plus C bracket A minus B plus C equals to A square plus B square plus C square. This is given to us. Show that A, B, C are in continued proportion. That means somewhere we have to obtain in the end B square is equal to AC. Is that very clear? So now let us start with the sum. Before we start with the sum, there is little arrangement which we can do. That is, I can write this as A plus C plus B. Okay. Same way, the second term can be written as A plus C minus B equal to A square plus B square plus C square. So when you open the bracket, that means when you try to look at the brackets now, this is something A plus B, A minus B, right? If it is A plus B, A minus B, I can write this as A square minus B square. Yes, agreed all of you? What is it? A plus B, A minus B is equal to A square minus B square. Followed? Now, I do is I expand this. In the expansion, what are the terms I get? a plus c the whole square. A square plus 2ac plus c square minus b square is equal to a square plus b square plus c square. Same term on either side with same sign gets cancelled. So what are we left with? We are left with twice AC minus b square equals b square. Twice b square. Minus goes this side, becomes plus. So you have twice b square. Therefore, what do I have? B square is equal to AC. Therefore, A, B, C are in continued proportion. So children, this is the key step. Can you make a note of it? This has made your sum easier for you to get the answer in very less number of steps. So always keep in mind the key steps so that you don't forget it, and then you can attempt the sum in that order. You could have done it. You can open the bracket, split the first bracket, multiply, second term multiply, third term multiply. That way also you will reach to the answer, no doubt about it. But it may not get over in these many steps. It will become a bigger calculation further. So that is why this becomes a key step. Okay children. Now going to the last sum, that is sum number 10 of the problem set. If A, B, C are in continued proportion, it is already given that they are in continued proportion, then prove that. Okay. So since they are given it is in continued proportion, what do we have? Yes children, this is the only sum where we are using the K method, what I showed you for continued proportion. A, B, C are in continued proportion. A upon B equals to B upon C equals to K. From here, therefore, B is equal to CK. Right? Mark it as equation 1. A equal to BK. Right? And what is B? B is equal to CK. B is equal to CK into K, giving us CK square. Equation 2. Mark it and we start. The first one. Here what we do is we first take the LHS, we solve the LHS, keep it as one of the equation. Then we do the RHS and do the similar kind, putting the values and try to see whether we are getting equal. Yes, it is equal. That is what they are asking us to prove. So what is the left hand side? A upon A plus 2B. A minus 2B upon A minus 4C. Okay, so let us take the LHS. A upon A plus 2B. So what is A according to what we have assumed? A is nothing but CK square upon A is CK square plus twice B is CK. What can I take out common in the denominator? Just check. I can take out is 1C and 1K. Agreed? So it becomes CK bracket K plus 2. Try to cancel terms. CC cancels. One of the K cancels here. To give you this as K upon K plus 2. Mark it as equation 3. Okay. Keep that in mind. So what is the LHS? LHS comes as, I'll just write it here because I have to clear the board. So LHS is K upon K plus 2. So let us go for the RHS now. So RHS is A minus 2B upon A minus 4C. A is nothing but CK squared. B is nothing but CK. So here you have CK squared minus 4C. Take out common. What do we obtain is, yes, CK is common, K minus 2. What about the denominator? Only C is common, K square minus 4. C cancels. K into K minus 2. Yes, K square minus 4. I can write this as K minus 2, K plus 2, right? So again these two terms gets cancelled. So my RHS comes to K upon K plus 2. Now, is LHS equal to RHS? Yes. Since they are equal, the final answer has to be done. Got it, children? So therefore, similarly, you can do the second part. Just try it.